Good morning and welcome. It is Saturday the 28th of January. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you're all very, very well. Alright, what have we got today? Well, I don't want to be the big letdown. I've just got standard stake day. I know there's quite a few races paying extra places and Cheltenham looks of a really high standard in terms of quality. But I've just got a standard stake day. I think a combination of relatively, the bookies have got a lot of the markets right, I would say is how I would read them. But also there's a few races where it's quite tricky to read. So it's £20, 5 bets is what I've got. So they're all different, 5 different bets. So I've tried to make the day interesting. But yeah, 5 different bets, £20, first race, 11:40 Cheltenham. I've got something in the 11:40 Cheltenham, so it is another early start for a Saturday. So I'll get to those bets. I'll do a bit of a review of Friday, where it was good for some and not for others. And at the end, I'll have a word on the golf. So yesterday, for the channel stats, it was a good one. And anybody who's got a Sky Bet account, it was a good one. If you don't have a Sky Bet account, it was another loss, albeit about £8 I worked out, £7 or £8. So yeah, it's one of those ones. It's so hard when you know everybody's in a different place. So I've got viewers on the channel who will be up this month because they've been done stuff in the comments or they followed on freebets.com, and I've got viewers who will solely stick to this channel who either don't have a Sky Bet or had a Sky Bet and they haven't got another one because it's got restricted and they're going to be losing. So yeah, it feels more than most months. There's a really wide spectrum. It's so much easier when you get to the end of the month. You go, yeah, everyone's had a good month. We're all right, and that is not the case in January thus far. We've got 2 official days of videos. We've got today, and I'm only going standard stake, so we need something to come off. Tomorrow doesn't look the best. And then no scheduled videos for Monday or Tuesday selections, although I will review that situation. If either of those days I find that there's some stuff to have a go at, I might pop up and do a little extra. But there's no guarantees, no promises, and I'll update anything in the comments for that. So yeah, yesterday I got it as 30 on 70.91 back. So yeah, at least it was a win for some, which is better than it has been. So what did we do? We started off with the win Trixie, and we had a winner, non-runner, a winner. I mean, go figure. First win Trixie of the year, and it turned out £20, I think. So there you go. 100% strike rate with horses in a win Trixie for this year, I will have you know. That is a true stat. If I was that way inclined, I'd just tell you all those nice ones, wouldn't I? So that was a good one. So everybody won on that one. 2 winners, and I know there'll be some of you who have gone, that was the one bet I didn't do because I didn't think it was very exciting and I wanted a big price. But I'm sorry, I put the whole plan out for a reason. Okay, and then this was Pants, struck off. We had nothing on bet 2. Then bet 3, the Big O's, none of them really did anything, did they? So I stand by, they were worth a try. There was value in the price, but on this occasion, none of them went near. It was bet 4 was the one that made the big difference for people. Gold de Bois. I could not believe that horse went to 40-1. There's no way that horse should have been 40-1. I thought it might come in. So yeah, I had the right horse for value, but did not expect a 40-1 drift. So third place was great. Romeo Brown was doing what Romeo Brown does and leading from the front, and then decided to jink at a certain bend and take the wrong, literally clatter through the railings. So who knows what might have been with Romeo Brown? It can only go down as one of those. It could have been, it would have been. You never know if it could have been. Then Noble Savage managed to stay for 6th place, which only was good for Sky. And that went into 20-1. And then Gonzaga, as advertised on the video on Thursday night, I said this is the kind of horse that might just pop up and grab 4th when you want it to, and it did. It got 4th, but that only counted for Sky Bet. So it was a place treble, 20s, 33s, and 20s on the channel. If any of you had done it as SPs, it would have been a slightly better bet. Because you've got 40s, 20s, and 28s, which is slightly better. But yeah, it was a nice little return for bet 4. And then we went on to bet 5, where we would have got a little bit more, so there was only a couple of quid back because of Gold de Bois and Noble Savage. Again, had Romeo Brown placed, that would have increased it more. The 7:30 horse is a bit disappointing, really. So they weren't there. And then, the Dundalk special was not special. Gumama second, and that was all we got. So that is that. We move on to Saturday bets. So I said 5 bets, but only 20 quid. So I've got 3 smally bets, 1 regular bet, and 1 slightly bigger bet, roughly speaking. So Win Trixie worked on Friday. That was on the flat. Here's a jump swing, Trixie, to start us off with. I haven't just done it, just to be super clear, just because yesterday's went well. I haven't gone, I'll find a Win Trixie today. I often find on a Saturday, because you've got some of these races, and all of these horses are in class type races, so they're not donkey races, and they're not handicaps. So I kind of, I've had a look through, and these popped out to me. So 11:40 Cheltenham, Jupiter du Gite. It's on a little bit of a drift on the market. Now, I was at Newbury on New Year's Eve when that absolutely decimated that field, and some of them weren't mugs. It was pretty boggy ground, I would say. I think the official going was soft, but the way my shoes went into that mud, I tell you, that it was a bit more than that. But Jupiter du Gite, I think that horse has got a lot more untapped potential, and I know there's some potentials in there. It's a novice race, you never quite know. But I think 5-2, the way that demolished the field at Newbury, I think it's worth putting in the Win Trixie. 1:35 Doncaster, Tommy's Oscar. I'm taking that to beat the favourite. And then 3 o'clock Cheltenham, the old boy Paisley Park. I've been very faithful to that horse for a long time, and it's done me all right on a number of occasions. So sticking with it. 55p again, same as yesterday's bet. 55p Win Trixie, 220 your bet. You want a bog bookie for bet 1. That's that. Bet 2 is the slightly bigger stake one, because I've got 5 selections. And I've done it as a Canadian / Super Yankee to fit the stake in. If you're on Sky and you want to do a lucky 31 and put an extra couple of quid, it's not a bad idea. If you're not a Sky, then I wouldn't. So I wouldn't. Basically, I would rather try and get the stake on the multiples here at those prices. It's a Sky / Paddy Power advisory on this one, because there is almost all the races, Sky and Paddy, are the same, apart from one leg, which I'm going to say it's one of them two. You're one leg better off with Sky, but if you're going to get bog on the rest, it's a bit marginal. So 12:20 Doncaster could be trouble, 9-1. No extra places on that race with any bookie. 150 Cheltenham, Guy, 14-1. 315 Doncaster, Java Point 11s. 350 Doncaster. That's on my freebets.com video in the Lucky 15 there, and it was 22s when I recorded that video, and I said I think that horse should be about half the price. Go figure, it's half the price. I still think there's value in, as long as it's double figures, I think there's value in that horse. So 350, the late legend, but coming a lot. And then finishing off, the only horse I've got on the all-weather, I've got nothing at Lingfield, and I've got one horse at Kempton. And if the first 4 go down, it's not worth anything, but I've got it in there. 7 o'clock Kempton, May night, 9-1. So those are the 5 in that, and that's Canadian or Super Yankee, depending on what bookie you use. Some call it Canadian, some call it a Super Yankee, which is very unhelpful, but it's 15 pence each way. That's what we've got on there. So yeah, one horse on the all-weather on Saturday, and I got nothing at Fairyhouse. So I'm all UK based for this day. Then we've got an each-way Trixie, which I haven't done for a while. 12:40 Cheltenham, Plan of Attack 10-1. That's in the Glenfarclas. Lovely spectacle. Not always the best races for betting, but I think Plan of Attack's all right at 10s. 12:47 Uttoxeter. Iconic Rock at 33, so that's the biggie in that bet. And then 1:27 Uttoxeter Sweet Magic. It's a smallie, but with the context of the Trixie, I think it was all right in there, because it looks a fairly solid horse for top 3 finish Sweet Magic, even though there's a big field. So I wouldn't want it to go any lower, but it's in there. If you're putting this on with 365 Paddy or Coral, you're going to get well, actually, or a non-restricted Sky account. These are no extra place races. It's only plan of attack race, 12.40, 5 on Sky, 4 on most other bookies. So that's 25p each way Trixie, £2 you bet. Nothing on the singles on that one either. So yeah, we're light on singles. Then bet 4, it's the special bet. It's what I call a 22s bet. This is a 22s bet. It isn't, is it? Like, it basically just completely coincidentally, this really never happens, particularly at that price. All 4 horses in the bet, when I went to put the bet on, were all 22 to 1. That is an unusual thing. You would like it's unusual to get them all the same, but you would but it's more common to get them as 20s and 25s. But they all happen to be at 22 to 1. I don't know if that's a sign of anything good or bad, but this is the 22s bet, as I'm going to call it. 150 Cheltenham, Spirit of the Games, which is my horse of the day on freebets.com. In terms of its good place terms, you've got six places on there. What for that race with Hills and Paddy and Sky. So that is good. And yeah, I think it's a solid enough horse at a nice enough price that says that could get in the top 6. So we've got 22 Spirit of the Games, 315 Doncaster, inconsistent but has potential, Windsor Avenue at 22s. 410 Cheltenham. I really struggle with that one. It's gone down to 15 runners, so you've got to watch what bookies places, what place terms people are paying on that one. Sky is still 5 on that race. It's a good betting race because there's 4 short ones and then it gets a bit bigger. But it was a real struggle, and I've gone back through it this morning. And Barrichello's the one that I like now. 22s we've got, and then 417 Uttoxeter Midnight Gold 22 to 1. 20p each way, lucky 15. Recommended bookies in this order: Sky first, then 365, then Paddy. £6 is your bet. £4. £6 is your bet. Bet 4. And then we're finishing on a combination double on the race that is the most obvious, because that's the best race of the day for betting, 100%. 150 Cheltenham, Spirit of the Games and Guy. And then I've got it doubled up with the 315 at Doncaster. This is particularly good if you are Sky. I haven't done it for that reason, but if you are a Sky accounter, there is currently 11 runners and they are paying 5 places. I get that's right? Yeah, 11 runners, 5 places. I've said that right there. That sounds even more outrageous than I remembered in my head. Let me just double check what I'm talking about there. Yeah, I believe that is to be true. 5 places, 11 runners, 1 more none runner, and it goes down. Normally, they sometimes do that on special occasions. If there's 5 runners, if there's 12 runners, they'll do it. But 11 runners, 5 places. I'm now even going to triple check that because it sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But yeah, that's why it's not why, but why I'm talking about it from a Sky point of view. If you've got a Sky account, that actually is the best race to have a go with. Yes, 5 places on 11 runners. No more non-runners, and any non-runners it will go down to 4. That is, if you're Sky, that is absolutely better than that race, I would say. On concurrent terms. If you're not Sky, it's still a good race if you're getting 4 places, which a lot of bookies are. So 4 times 25p each way doubles on that. Sky best, then Paddy, because Paddy are 6 and you'll get bog on that as well, but they're only 4 on that one. And then William Hill, which are 6 and 4, but you won't get bog. Hopefully that's clear. So Sky first, then Paddy, then William Hill in that order. £2 is your bet 5. Right, that is my Saturday Cheltenham Trials Day bets. Golf. What are we doing in the golf? Well, it's hard to keep track of the golf because the weather keeps changing and whatnot. So, Farmers Insurance. We've got 1 round to go tonight, and Ryan Palmer is our main hope. He's a couple of shots away from the places. So, eyes on Ryan Palmer. And then in the Dubai Desert Classic, we've got 2 more days because they've extended. So they kind of lost a day's worth of golf. So they're finishing off round 2 today, and then they've got round 3 on Sunday and round 4 on Monday. So Farmers Insurance will finish today. Dubai Desert Classic still got 2 more to go. And then Dubai Desert, Ashen Wu is the main man at the moment. He's a couple of shots from the places. So we've got 1 in each, a couple of shots from the places, but Palmer's the one we need to watch for tonight. The way that the bet was configured, if you did it, the golf bet, we just need one of them to place to make profit on the bet. That's the way that the bet was worked out. So 1 to place will make a profit. 2 to place will be very happy. But yeah, there's a lot of golf to play. So that's the golf. Okay, I think that is everything I'm covering today. I'll be back in the morning to do this. There's 4 meetings tomorrow. It just looks like it's a lot of jumps on tracks that are less favourable. Is generally how I would describe it. With mostly not great field size. I mean, it was 1 good race in Ireland. So we'll see. All right. Enjoy your Saturday. I will enjoy mine. I will see you in the morning. Thank you very much. Bye bye.